Welcome all, I'm Steve, a Makavelist. I hope you are too. Hope you're having a good time whatever you're doing. Nice easy one today, I'm hoping. Nothing too complex, so it should be fairly short, which is a blessing for you and me, as I'm still having a few laptop issues, but I'll get onto that when I get a little bit of time too. For now, let's get into it. So today we're going to go through my own style or ya own style, depending on which one. It was recorded on the 14th of June 1996, along with Basket Case and Never Call You Bitch Again. So that's 3 that day. Yeah, it's a good one, this. I really like the vibe of these One Nation ones. This is done for the One Nation album, which, if you're not familiar with the story, we'll get into it a bit more because it's quite key to a lot of things from my point of view. But essentially, we'll leave all the Machiavellian, not Machiavelli, but Machiavellian stuff that was happening at the time anyway. And essentially, Death Row East was going to open up to basically nick all the talent from Bad Boy and destroy his enemies, as he promised he was going to do. And he had the Boot Camp Click on it, which is this lot that he's doing it with here, and along with the other ones. Yeah, I believe that's because they showed him love when he was in jail on one of their songs or something like that. And you got to remember the amount of people who sort of dumped him off, or whatever you want to say, when he went to jail. So they stayed true, and he rewarded them. But then in the end, with him getting shot, they probably got ostracized by the New York music media and music people like that. So yeah. But they go down in my book as some of the real ones. So yeah, that's all they need, I'm sure. So anyway, yeah, my own style. This is real good tune. This. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Yo, Pac, baby, what's up? Hey, what's that? Nice. That's one of them new Ben Franklins you count there, baby, mom.
You don't stop.
You gotta get that money.
Don't stop.
Oh, man, this is how we do it.
It's a real nice tune, this one, isn't it? It's a real bopper.
Don't stop. It go. I own style. I own style. Watch it. I own style. Look it. I own style. I own style. Look it.
It's quite a catchy chorus, even though it's quite simple. Not quite the Gregorian chanting from Trading War Stories and that.
Don't you love it? Tupac freak shit that reached the public. Still I believe my speech so deep that all my real niggas love it. Ass naked rhymes and these cash making times got me losing my mind inside the lines of these wicked rhymes. Label me a ghetto star coming up quick. Shit.
I'm not going to do this too much split into it, but yeah, that was quite a nice little one there. Ass naked rhymes in these cash making times, getting me losing my mind inside the lines of these wicked rhymes. Yeah, it's pretty good, you know. And they say he wasn't lyrical.
What you heard, we be running this shit, it's plain to see. My whole damn clique shine bright. Always knew the real niggas are in this shit when the time is right. Now east to west, it's irrelevant. We doing it worldwide. Similar to bitches, like girls they hide, they die slow. When I ride low, bumping this beat, I bury.
It's quite a nice little dig. I mean, he's sort of stitching himself up a bit there, because he does go on about the east and west and things himself, but you know, he's sort of getting a little dig in there, just saying, you know, I'm not worried about east or west anymore, because I'm too big for that sort of thing.
Niggas coming for me, I rock them to sleep. Then they made the cops, never go alive. 4, 5 blazing shots, still getting mine. Living blind, search for salvation. Still got my guns, but I visualize one nation. My work is done when my niggas get their cash and stacks. Get your ass on a cash chase, mash and pack.
He's got such good flow for any song, hasn't he? And like I said, is like charisma or whatever that is in it, because there's, you know, there's hundreds of rappers that sound like him, as in the same tone of voice, and some of them have got good flow in that, but there's just something about it. It's like a charisma he brings, or a persona, or a there's a word I'm looking for, I can't remember what it is, I'll bring it up at some other point, but just the pronunciation and the hit and the flow and the emphasis, and it just all comes together, doesn't it? But yeah, I don't need to tell you that.
Forever ballin', the alcohol calling me, and I still bust on them all till they crawl to me. To all my hip-hop junkies and my niggas in jail, when this song play, give them hell. My Thug Nation,
Peep out how we freak the old style. 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 Peep out how we freak the old style.
It is a catchy one. All the ones on the One Nation have got a very similar sort of vibe to them. I like it. I really. It's a shame he died when he did, because he was going places.
Make yourself welcome. Cause it is hosted. Rolling with niggas on the mass, coast to coasting. We don't be boasting. No high posting is allowed. Makavelist hit us select and we set the maybe 20 down. But it's all gravy, baby. We does this daily. It ain't amazing, real niggas.
So yeah, there's a nice bit of, I mean, like I said before, I'm not a rap technician, but that first part from Edie seems quite good there. That enter, making yourself welcome, because Edie is hosting, rolling with the niggas on the mash, coast to coasting. We don't be boasting, no high posting is allowed. Machiavelli hit us a lick and we set up to make 20 thou. It's quite good. I mean, I'll let you connect the dots and do your highlighting of where the rhymes are in that, but it seems good, and it seems like he's sort of jagged, if you sort of can get what I mean by that, where the bits that actually rhyme are a bit further in on the next one, and then the next one, and then that ties into that one. So yeah, quite clever. But like I said, I'll let the rap technicians deal with that one.
Placing, man, stays in constant flow cause we got to get it, yo. Always had a pass to the cash, so now it's getting critical. Digital display relays that on this day, the East Coast, West Coast war is now history. Feel me?
So again, it's that East Coast, West Coast is now history, East Coast to West Coast is irrelevant, stuff like that. So, I don't know how reliable the songs are, but on the bit that I use on Tupac Legacy Net, it says his last song was Let's Get It On with the Mike Tyson one, and the two others that are normally said to be done on the same day, which is Hell for a Hustler and All Out, go quite a bit before that. I always thought it was those three, probably just because I'm a sucker for YouTube comments. But that's a quite thing in the way you're thinking, because did he record this, go the East Coast West Coast war is now history, and then go and record All Out, which if you haven't heard, I'm probably going to do that one in the next few, so don't spoil it for yourselves. But yeah, it's a great one. It's a goosebump, that one. But anyway, back to this one. So yeah, did he go on about that East Coast West Coast history is history now when he recorded it, and then go off and still record stuff that was stoking the fires? Or did he, if it's true to the legacy net, to the Tupac legacy net, then he did sort of try and kill it off before he got shot. So, yeah, it's one of them where I think his strategy, from my sort of mind and having a slight Machiavellian mind to myself, is that when he went all guns blazing, and obviously he wasn't just going at Biggie, he was going at Bad Boy, he was going at anybody who associated with Bad Boy, like Little C's, like Mobb Deep. He was going after Jay-Z. He obviously still wanted to get Jimmy Henchman and Haitian Jack as well, who were extorting money off of Bad Boy, so therefore making money off of Bad Boy, so he wanted to destroy them as well. So he wanted to take out the whole group. And then what you do, because I'll get into this now a little bit, I wasn't going to, but the way the Machiavellian mind would have worked on that, and the reason why he did it, is because Machiavelli said that it's, if you're going to come into power, and alright, he's not leading countries, but power in the rap game, then it is better to do all your evil doing first. So when he was talking about this, he was talking about like Roman emperors, and obviously up to his point in the Renaissance era in the 16th century or whatever. So, you know, people like Sulla and a few of the other emperors, they had purges whereby you would take power, being a military leader, being a, you know, not voted into power, you would take it. And then what you would do is you would put a list up of people's names on who supported your enemies, and then people got rewards for going and killing them and bringing them their heads, basically, or bringing them into that effect. So it was a right, you know, mental time. Julius Caesar, who I'm big on, was victim of one of those lists and had to actually scoot around the countryside for a while trying to avoid them. But anyway, so back to this. So what Machiavelli was saying was that basically when you come into power, it is better, in order to be long-lived in power and sort of loved if enough for that, you do your evil stuff first, and then you become good, and then you can be good for the rest of your life, because then people will forget about what you've first done, and it becomes, you know, all fair is in love and war type mentality. So that's why people who are often deposed often get in on promises and goodwill, and then they do their nasty things, and history always remembers how you were at the end. So if we revert this back to Tupac, what he's doing is that group that I just mentioned, like not only Bad Boy but all his enemies and their associates, he wants to completely wipe them out of the game. So what he's done essentially is he's gone all out on them. Sorry to use the pun. He's gone all out on them, tried to destroy them lyrically and, you know, street credibility wise, etc, etc, etc. And then what you do, before they get a chance to reply with anything good, you go, oh yeah, no, it's all over now, I'm not worried about it, and you're already 2 months, 3 months down the line doing something else before they even get a reply out. And then when the reply does come out, because you've gone past it and it's yesterday's news, everybody just thinks how bitter and twisted you are, which again destroys your reputation even more, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it would be interesting to know that, but this is where my admin video is going to come into it, because we're going to try and get all these recorded dates sorted, and they will pick us a few little they will pick a little route of things that I want to do with it. So anyway, but yeah, I've waffled on enough. I was hoping to make this a 5-minute video, but we'll get a lot more into that at a later date. So yeah, let's crack on with the song.
When niggas from Hoboken to Oakland, putting down more potent than that shit you smoking.
Young noble, I'm calm and casual, bomb like the Arabs do. The end be tragical, televised from nasty new. The revolution coming, what you gonna be shooting and running? My crew is trained for gunning, soldier state your name and number. We racing Hummers, trying to catch the sunset. We lay.
So I quite like that bit, televised and nasty new, the revolution coming, what you're going to be shooting or running. It's quite good, you know, sort of, if a revolution or a leadership did come, if you know what I mean, will you be stand up and be counted, or will you run man or mouse, you know, that sort of thing.
There's a handful of death threats. So what's next? A war plan and a strategy. Battle me to the death. There's none left. The hell with casualties. We made niggas under training. Train triggers for the aim in Jersey claiming ain't a damn thing changing one nation.
Peep out how we freak our own style. Peep out how we freak our own style.
So 2 little good verses there from Edie and was it Young Noble? Yeah. So get into a bit of Greg Nice from the boot camp clip now. He's the guy who's doing it now. So let's see what he's got going.
Down for my people, just like Kunta Kinte. Got more buddy, while mommy's than Tito Puente. My man Tupac picked me up in the Bentley.
And I mean, it's good. It's sick bars, isn't it? If you know what I mean, like how it all runs in. But this brings me on, or brings me back to, if you haven't seen it, watch the initiated video I did, which was the last one, I think, if I remember. No, not the last one, the one before last, where I just get into lyricism a little bit. So this is perfect. This perfectly reiterates. Now, he's got a good voice, he's got good flow, he's got good lyrics. But if we go into it, I've been rocking Mike since Sergio Valente Down for my people just like Katuna Kinte. Got more Barrica mummies than Tito Puente. My man Tupac picked me up in the Bentley. I'm not saying that what he's saying is nonsense, but he's obviously picked his things at the end there, Valente, Quinte, Puente, Bentley. So you would imagine that in his little rhyming dictionary, and goes for 99% of rappers, like I said, probably 99.99, they'll have their little book, and he would have had all those books. He would have, over time picked them up and gone, all right, so I got these 4 words, so let's get Valente in there. So I've been rocking Mike's Virgil Valente, Kina Quente, Down for my people, just like Kuna Quente, Got more Moses, like that, and they do it like that, where they backfill the rhyme to the word, to the lyric that they want to use, if that makes sense. And this one actually does make half sort of sense. It's not complete gibberish, but a lot of rappers do it, and it sounds all right, like as in because they can make stuff rhyme, but what they're saying has no relevance to anyone here or there. But anyway, let's let him crack on, because he is good at it.
East, come to speak peace, peace. Come from the west, west. Bring the food of blast, blast. Come from the east, east. Come to speak peace, peace. Come from the west, west. Bring the food of blast, blast. It ain't no motherfucking hair off my chest. Times is hard, I rock a bulletproof vest. Met so many yes men, so many yes. They tried to gas my head like Hess. The heavenly Father put me to the test. Divide and conquer what I do best. Ain't nothing to it but alleviate.
So yeah, he obviously likes his, on this little section here, as you'll see on the screen, we got bless, chest, vest, yes, hess, test, best, stress. And it stands out more for me, if you know what I mean. I like it. It's a good tune, this one, and I like his flow and all that. So I'm not taking anything away from him. It's good rapping and it's good delivery, but he's not really taking me anywhere with it emotionally or physically. I just appreciate what he's doing and that he can do it well. So yeah, but that's my own personal theory. But we're going to do a lot of the One Nation ones, obviously. And I know he's got some crackers, this guy, so yeah, don't feel bad for him. Not that you did. So yeah, there we go. That was a I like this. I really like this beat. It's a real nice, you just want to bump your head and just chillax on your own for a bit, don't you?
Was it ever a war? Well, if it was, today we signed a treaty. All the real niggas ride. These papers, motherfucker. Nobody trying to be classy. See, motherfuckers trying to get their cash. That's why we mashing this bitch. So I'm gonna just ride out on this motherfucker, let my Uncle T see that you bitch made niggas how we roll.
Okay, so there we go. So yeah, that was a nice tune. If you're not familiar with it, obviously I'm going to upload the lyric video I've done for it. So if you just want to listen to it through, fill your boots. So yeah, we'll get some more One Nation stuff on the go. But I think I need to go back before I go forward, if you know what I mean, because I haven't done any of the real older ones yet. So I'll try and bang some of them in at some point. So yeah, anyway. Good lads. Right then, so just again, the lyric test for the next video. Call yourself a Tupac fan? Well, you should know this. So the lyric from the next video I'm going to do is, walk around ready to light shit up, and since my life is fucked, some say I'm slightly nuts. Right, if I can get my words out, I'll do that again. Walk around ready to light shit up, and since my life is fucked, some say I'm slightly nuts. Fairly easy. Which one am I doing next? Anyway, see you next time. Peace out.